Oh, yeah, it's the big show. Oh, you know it, man. You know it. It's Ralph's Opinion Local on its new time here, 4 p.m. every Wednesday. It's called Ralph's Wednesday, where we have Ralph's Opinion at 3 o'clock, and then at 4 o'clock, we go straight in here to Ralph's Opinion Local. Today's main topic, can Ed Gainey win a second term as the mayor of the city of Pittsburgh? That's my question for you today. That's our main topic today. And I'm going to give you some examples as to why I don't think it can happen. Okay, there's plenty of them out there. All right. And I'm not saying Mayor Gainey has done bad things. He's done some good stuff. He brought the NFL draft here for 2026. That was all him. He got Joe Biden to put the Fernholler Bridge up early, or, talk to him about it. Well, of course, Joe Biden was here to begin with. All right. So, of course, Joe Biden's going to step up for Pittsburgh. He always does. The Democrats always do step up for Pittsburgh. But the biggest question right now, he's announcing this Saturday at Frick Park that he's going to run for a second term as mayor of the city of Pittsburgh. And will he be able to succeed that? I don't think so. But that's that's only my opinion. That's Ralph's opinion. And I love Ed Gainey. He's my friend. I love him to death. All right. I love Corey O'Connor too. And I hear there's corporations, small businesses, and a bunch of others, big money people throwing money in to help Corey O'Connor run against Ed Gainey for mayor. Okay. I would like to see that. That would be an interesting dogfight right there between two guys who are well known in the city of Pittsburgh. Ed Gainey was a state representative at one time, and then he got elected mayor. He told my friend, my best friend and brother, Bill Canada, who is with the Vento family, that he's sorry he took this job, but then he's going to run for a second term. Okay? He's going to run for a second term after he said that he was having issue, I don't know what I got myself into. And if you take a look on TV and you see Ed Gainey, he looks like he's worn out. And that's the truth. It's not, there's no denial there. It's looking that way. There are some things that I asked him to help me out with, and he didn't. Okay. I called him up personally on his cell phone, and I asked him, are you going to help me with PCTV? He didn't even know about it because he was on vacation. Okay. There's no communication between him, city council, his office, or whatever. How do you run a city like that? All right. We'll talk more about that later. That is our main topic for today and question of the day. Comment section's wide open. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ralph Williams, RW Media. We're here every day, 4 o'clock for Ralph's Opinion Local. Talk about Pittsburgh, Allegheny County, Western Pennsylvania, and the state of Pennsylvania. Later on, we're going to talk about the race between McCormick and Casey, which is becoming a real dogfight here. Could be, because a lot of people are unhappy with Bob Casey. I'm not, but again, I am too, because I've reached out to his office about a couple issues. He never called me back. Okay? And I got talk to you a little bit about my vacation, in case you didn't watch on Monday on The Way We See It. All right? All right, let's get started here. The police union says, oh, by the way, we're in the MATA Heating and Air Conditioning Studio, 724-201-0500. MATA Heating and Air Conditioning. Call MATA today for all your air conditioning and heating needs. Also UV lighting. They also offer snow melt and a whole lot more. So call them today. Ask for Bill. Tell Bill Ralph Williams sent you. Police union says that there is more of a shortage of the issues than what the police or Pittsburgh police are telling us. This has been a dogfight for a while now. Since Larry Sherrod became our police chief, there has been this argument between him and the union of the police. And actually, to be frankly honest with you, I believe the union of the police. And I'll tell you why. Because every time this administration opens their mouth, lies come out of it. You got Larry Sherrod, the chief of police, on going on and on and on in the news about how, oh, everything's working real good. Homicides are down, this, that, whatever. But what about assaults? What about rapes? What about robberies? What about all that? That's not down, that's up. Homicide is just one thing, Chief Sharada. That is just one thing that might be down, but everything else is up. Because of your realignment of the police department and the hiring practices, I don't know what goes on with these, but you've got budgeted 860 and you're down to about 600. That's ridiculous and that's sad. There's a class that comes out of the police, academy. Takes 18 months to get them acclimated to everything. All right. This city is losing money because of the poor decisions that they have made. And Ed Gainey's going to come out and say that the budget's fine for now. They went through all their COVID money already. Okay. Ed Gainey doesn't like Rachel Heisler because she comes on the air and she tells the truth. The truth of the matter is the city's going to be broke. And who knows, you might have to go back to Act 47 again because you don't know how to manage your finances. All right. So the police union, and you know what? I sort of believe what he says. He's there. He knows his people, his officers, his union people, they're there. They know what's going on. And he's telling everybody that the Pittsburgh police are shorthanded. Big time. Look at that thing that goes on overnight. That's disgusting. And I'm tired of Larry Sharado. He doesn't care to do anything about the homeless. I spoke again today at City Council and I brought up about the homeless again. You have a piece of property up at Highland Drive, up in Lincoln, Leamington, called the Highland Drive VA. The VA sold the city this property in 2015. It took them 2 years to get everything together. 2017, they officially owned the property. They paid $1 for it and have done zero with it. Okay? I have suggested many times that they put the homeless up there because I don't want them downtown destroying our city any longer. And that's going to be another thing that's going to cause Ed Gainey to lose his election. So throughout this show now for the next 45 minutes to an hour, we're going to talk about how in the world does Ed Gainey survive with too much problem? That's coming up later on. But the police union is right. I believe Bob Schwartzmiller or Schwartzhauser or whatever his name is. Okay. I believe him. I believe the fact that they are shorthanded and no one's talking. Okay. To me, that's unacceptable. If you're a city of Pittsburgh resident, that should be unacceptable to you too. But I don't know that it is. Okay. All right. Next. That's Ralph's opinion on that today. Next, the city planning department, they do it again and again and again. And again. And again. They had the Rib Fest going on. They had to have the Soul Food Festival all going on at one time. He had a pit game. Then you had a pirate game. Or no, not a pirate game. Then you had a Green Day concert. Come on. It's Labor Day freaking weekend. You don't think people are going to go downtown anyway? That you needed to plan all these functions, all these events at one time? Seriously? I mean, when is this going to stop? The whole city's jammed up as it is, and then you want to jam it up more by continuing to plan too many events at one time. What, you couldn't tell B. Marshall that he has to have a Soul Food Festival on another date? No, you had to have it the same weekend as Rib Fest. You had to have it the same time as Green Day over there on Sunday over at PNC Park. Too much. And I'm going to say this once, and I'll say it, and I'm not going to say it again. I don't want to hear no whining from any of the businesses downtown or on the North Shore that they didn't make any money this summer because they're full of crap. I don't want to hear from Mike's Beer Bar. I don't want to hear from none of them over there. Okay? Because they're making enough money now from all these functions that went on all at one time, including the Pirates, and the Steelers are coming up. Okay? I don't want to hear no complaining. You should make enough money this summer to pay your bills for the whole year. Okay? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the traffic everywhere because we got too many events going on at one time. This isn't New York City. This isn't whatever city. It's Pittsburgh. When is everyone going to understand that it's Pittsburgh? We're not equipped to do all that. Okay? That's Ralph's opinion on that. Next, a new program to combat drugs and ODs in downtown. Ah, man. Lee Schmidt, the public safety director, comes up with all these ridiculous plans that never work. Well, we're going to form a committee on safety that's going to make downtown better. We're going to reach out to the merchants. We're going to reach out to this guy. We're going to reach out to that guy. We're going to do this, that, and whatever. They do drug sweeps. Okay? And it doesn't work because the judges let them all out on $1 bail or no bail. Okay? Or no jail time. Okay? Xander Ornstein's not the only district justice in this town that does that. There's a few other of them. They need to be voted out. Okay? I've said many times, this is what our local progressives are doing. And it's ruining our city. And it's going to continue to ruin our city until we get them out. That's it. That's what's going on. All right? But all these events at one time. Why? Why do we need to do that? Why do we need to have a program, another program that's not going to work? To deal with drugs. That's not going to work at all. Okay? It's not going to work, everybody. It's just simply not going to, because they keep coming up with all these different plans, but I don't see any of them about putting anybody in jail. It's all about, oh, we need to get them help. We need to get them to rehab. We need to get them to the mental institution. Well, no one told Ed Rendell to close up all the state hospitals. And I heard that they closed them all up and took that money and put it towards the stadiums, both in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, because that tax thing got voted down in both cities. All right. The city of Pittsburgh has come up with another new program to combat the drugs and the ODs downtown. It's not going to work. Why do it? It's not going to work at all. But this is something for Lee Schmidt to have to do. All right? That's Ralph's opinion on that. Next. Well, actually, we're going to go to a break here in a few moments. But next, we're going to talk about the Auditor General, who has failed to oversee, which is Eugene DePasquale. That's his job. And he wants to be Attorney General right now. But he blew it on this, and I'll tell you what it is when we come back right after these words. Ralph Williams here to talk to you today about Big Dog Auto. Big Dog Auto is in West Mifflin, right by the Allegheny County Airport. Call Big Dog Auto today for all your automotive needs at a reasonable price, and they do it right, and they're real nice people to work with. 412-999-0121. Big Dog Auto, oil change, inspection, brakes, and much, much more. Call Big Dog Auto today, 412-999-0121. Tell them Ralph Williams sent you. Big Dog Auto, West Mifflin. Digital Data. I want to talk to you about Digital Data. And Digital Data is a company that gives you on-demand access to a team of professional web designers and data-driven marketing, as well as affordable monthly prices. Digital Data just did my website, www.rwmediaproductions.com. Take a look at what Digital Data has done, and they can do the same thing for you at one low monthly price. Digital Data, give them a call today, 1-866-276-9504. That is 1-866-256-9504. Tell them Ralph Williams sent you. Digital Data. Ralph Williams here. I'm handicapped. I'm in a wheelchair. And you know something? I need a different type of a vehicle. And if you're in the position that I'm in and you need a different type of a vehicle, such as a wheelchair accessible van, that you can put your wheelchair, power chair in. Well, guess what? I have the solution for you. Keystone Coach Works on Library Road, Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, or you can call them today at 833-1900. That's 833-1900. Give them a call today or get on their website and check out their selection of some of the best models of wheelchair vans that they have. Not only can you own, but you can rent and you can finance. Keystone Coach Works does it all for you, and they are the best at what they do. And they've been around a long time. So give Dawn a call. Ask for Dawn, 833-1900, and tell Dawn that Ralph Williams sent you. Keystone Coach Works for the best in wheelchair accessible vans. All right, Ralph Williams back with you here. Ralph's Opinion Local every day, every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Immediately following Ralph's Opinion, we talk about local issues here in Pittsburgh, Allegheny County, Western Pennsylvania, and the state of Pennsylvania. All right. And today, our main topic is can Mayor GAINEY, the mayor of the city of Pittsburgh, win a second term? And I said at the beginning, I don't think he can, but we're going to continue as we go along here. We'll talk later on about that as well. We have other topics we're going to talk about today as well. All right. Auditor General Eugene DePasquale. Eugene DePasquale has laid an egg. And let me tell you what kind of egg he laid. Okay. He failed to oversee pharmacy benefits from the middleman. That was his job. And the interesting part about all this is Josh Shapiro had to step in and do something about this. He had to step in and make laws along with a few state representatives and some of these pharmacy owners who, smaller pharmacies weren't getting their payouts that they were due because of this middleman crap. Okay. That was caused because Eugene DePasquale didn't do his job. And now he's running for attorney general. Now, if you're someone who gets medication at a small pharmacy who's been getting a stick, are you going to vote for Eugene DePasquale? No, I wouldn't vote for him for attorney general. He's running against a guy by the last name of Stanley. Okay, I've seen the ads. Stanley is right that Auditor General Eugene DePasquale has never tried a case as attorney general. He'll get the backing of probably of Governor Shapiro and some of these other people, but you know what? That doesn't mean anything. I'm running in 2027 against Bethany Howland for county council at large. I'm tired of the third grader stuff. Okay. I'm not going to talk about that today, but I'm planning on running against her for county council at large. Okay. I've had enough. And I'm sure you have too, of her third grade antics and the antics of all these progressives who continue to do the things that they do. But for Auditor General Eugene DePasquale to lay this egg is terrible. Okay. These are the health of many people who can't get medications because the small pharmacies can't afford to pay for them. And then when they give them their money, the middleman don't give them their cut the right way. That's not right. That's unacceptable. That's like stealing. But now Josh Shapiro has stepped up and had to do the job that Eugene DePasquale was supposed to be doing. Okay? I'm affected by that. I have a small pharmacy here that I get my meds taken care of here. What would happen if they left? I have to go back to the big boys? No. Okay? Now that the governor has stepped in, this stuff can be distributed fairly. But wait a minute. Take a look at this one more time. This mess was done by Eugene DePasquale because he failed to step up and do something as Auditor General about this mess. Okay? And if he wants to survive in this election, my suggestion to him is to get involved in that. That's Ralph's Opinion today. Next. The city of Pittsburgh, all right, are trying. This is out of control here. About 2 years ago, those of you who are new to the show or new to any of my shows or new to the city of Pittsburgh, Allegheny County, state of Pennsylvania, whatnot. Here in Pittsburgh, we had an issue with a guy named Jim Rogers. Now, I took some heat because one of his family members told me straight up that they didn't appreciate the fact that I was not sticking up for Jim Rogers. And I'm not going to. And the reason for that is because I understand what happened to Jim Rogers was wrong. I get it. But no one's looking at Jim Rogers. He was homeless. He was a criminal. He stole. Okay. I'm not saying that what the officer did for the city of Pittsburgh was right. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying I agree with his tactics. But the city needs to leave us alone. Leave this cop alone. All right. It was already determined that he gets his job back. They're trying to fight it yet again because they don't want to pay him 2 years of back pay. And I know how this works because I was involved in an arbitration situation. And I know people who were when I was in the unions, and they got all their money back. That's why the city don't want to pay. And the city got egg on their face as it is already. Okay? For this whole situation with Jim Rogers. All right? And again, I got nothing against his family, but I have something against his family because something should have been done about this man so he wouldn't be out there stealing and homeless. Do you catch what I'm getting at here? Okay? No one's looking at that. Everyone's looking at the fact that this officer, Keith Edmonds, I think his name is, yeah, who did what he did, and he did it because, again, Jim Rogers did not stop or did not listen. If a police officer tells me to get out of my car, put my hands on the hood, I'm doing it. But see, this is a prime example of what I said on my prior show, Ralph's Opinion, at 3:00. We have bad parenting out here where nobody respects the police department. So this guy decides, well, he's just going to flap his gums after he was told simply, straight up, put your hands up, get on your knees, and do not say a word. And he kept talking and going on and on and on. No, it was wrong to keep him in the police car and let him. And then he if he would have been taken by an ambulance because he was told by they were told by the police not to take him, and they put him in the back seat of a police cruiser and let him sit there. And then the police cruiser finally, when somebody got in it, decided to drive him down to Mercy Hospital to get him medical attention. That's where he died. They were going to take him to jail. You catch what I'm saying? All that is wrong. But nobody looks at the fact that Jim Rogers was a thief. All right? And Keith Edmonds won his arbitration hearing. Let the man alone. But no, the city's going to make a big deal out of it because they know they got egg on their face. They know that. Okay? This whole communication system with this Jim Rogers thing was out of control. And that's why I say the city, once again, has egg on their face. All right? Egg. Big time egg. So now they're trying to clean it up by going after Keith Edmonds, this officer who worked for the city and got his job back and back pay. Okay? Back pay. That's the big problem right here. They don't want him to pay him back pay. And you know, a lot of companies and cities and towns and whatever, they lose money because of this crap. Not their fault. It is their fault because they shouldn't have done stupid things to people and think that somebody and try to get away with it. They fired this guy, but they didn't realize the fact that maybe that they fired him, but maybe he wasn't appropriately trained to deal with homeless people. Maybe, you know, the police come into all kinds of situations. You don't know what you're going to do. I was never a police officer, but I knew some. Okay? And you don't know what kind of situation you're going to get yourself into. And here are people who have probably never even been out in a police car with the police officer to figure out where to even deal with any of this stuff. And they're nowhere near paid as much as they should be. All right? But you don't care. So that's why this stuff goes on. Okay? Just let it go. You didn't go after all the other people that sued you. Watch a city council meeting one time and see how many lawsuits that they settled. Do they go after those people? No, but they're going after Keith Edmonds. And that's not fair, and that's not right. And that's the way, my opinion, Ralph's opinion on that today. School security. What a joke. Was a shooting today outside of Atlanta at a school. Say some prayers for those folks. I am. For the children that had to lock the school down because of a shooting. Woodland Hills, Penn Hills are changing their stuff for their football games because we got clowns out here that got to shoot at people when the football game's going on. Penn Hills now won't even let the visiting team come to the stadium because of this. Because of one person who has to shoot somebody near a high school football game makes it bad for everybody else. So some parent can't go see little Johnny, little Ronnie, little Bobby go play his football game because of one person who decided they had to shoot somebody. There's no more sitting down and talking about it. There's no more of that. It's boom, boom, boom. Okay? School security. Is it safe? No. School security is not safe. I don't care how many cameras you have. I don't care how many security officers you have. It's not safe. Will it ever be safe again? I don't know. But to have these kind of security measures and punish people who really want to come to the game to see their kid play football, I think that's wrong. Okay? How about putting some of these people in jail that are doing these things? How about keeping them in jail? How about making sure they don't have a gun? How about doing that instead of punishing good kids and good parents who want to go to see their kid play football? If I was on the school board or I was a parent, I'd be pissed. We have to do this for the sake of our school. No, you don't. Go out, tell the police to get with it and go out and find some of these people and put them in jail. Make sure they don't have a gun again. Make sure they don't get out. Do you understand what I'm saying? Before you go and punish people who want to come see a game and can't, and then they're with the visiting team because you don't want them on your field because you think somebody's going to shoot them. Okay? That's not the way to do it. There has to be a better way, and that's not it. That is not it at all. All right? We got a lot to talk about here up until 5 o'clock. We're going to be talking about McCormick and Casey, Pittsburgh Public Schools, the U.S. Steel, Nippon Steel. That thing's coming back up again. Okay? October's coming up. They're getting ready to sign this deal. All right? We're going to talk about that. The protests. The strike at West Penn Hospital. Now Allegheny Valley Hospital's walking out on a strike. The fire at Jefferson Hospital. All right? We got a lot to talk about today here on Ralph's Opinion Local. We're here now every Wednesday at 4 o'clock, immediately following Ralph's Opinion. Okay? It's terrible. It's disgusting. It's the worst. You're going to punish people because of one person who shot somebody at a game at Turtle Creek. When maybe if Turtle Creek police wouldn't sit around, maybe go out and look for some of these clowns that are running around with guns, maybe this stuff wouldn't have happened. You see what I'm saying? We're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studio, 724-201-0500. Call Mata today. Ask for Bill. Tell Bill Ralph Williams sent you. We come back. More of Ralph's Opinion Local right after these words. Ralph Williams here to talk to you today about Alex's Flowers. Alex's Flowers at 1742 Chislett Street in Morningside. Call 412-661-6071. Best wedding arrangements, funeral arrangements, any kind of an arrangement for any kind of purpose. Call Alex today. That number again, 412-661-6071 or alexsflowers.com. Tell them Ralph Williams sent you. Alex's Flowers, for the best, 30 years of experience in doing flower arrangements. Alex's Flowers. Hello, Ralph Williams here. What do you want to talk about? I want to talk about the original hometown pizza in Moon Township, right on University Boulevard, 412-264-4444. Some of the best pizza you'll ever have. And don't forget about their delivery, eat in or takeout. Call today, 412-264-4444. Tell them Ralph Williams sent you. You will get a discount on your order. The original hometown pizza, Moon Township, University Boulevard. Do you need insurance? I'm talking about auto, I'm talking about fire, I'm talking about life, and I'm talking about any kind of insurance, even renter's insurance. Well, call Robin Campbell today at 412-366-3399. Give Robin a call. Farmers Insurance, Bristol West. I got to tell you, Robin Campbell came to my house and spoke to me directly about insurance options. And he also will set you up with the best insurance you need for your car, for your car, for renters, for fire insurance, anything, homeowners, any kind of insurance through Farmers Insurance or Bristol West. Give Robin a call again today. That number, 412-366-3399. That's 412-366-3399. Tell them Ralph Williams sent you. Robin Campbell Insurance, Farmers in Bristol West. Give Robin a call. All right, we're back here at Ralph's Opinion Local. I had to change my headset here a little bit. All right. But anyway, let's get started here with the McCormick-Casey race. Do you trust Bob Casey? Hey, have you seen the ads? Okay. My question to you is, do you trust Bob Casey? Now, I'm frustrated with Bob Casey right now. I've called his office about a couple issues, and I have not received one back return phone call. You want to piss off a voter? Don't return somebody's phone calls. That's how you piss off a voter, and especially someone who votes for you, like I have. Okay? But I think this country needs a change. I think this city needs a change, this county, this state. So it's time, maybe it is time for Bob Casey and someone else to do it. Dave McCormick went to West Point. He claims that he doesn't lie and tell stories and all that, but we don't know that. I hear he runs a hedge fund and it deals with China. Okay? I don't think I can trust Dave McCormick if that's what is exactly what he's doing. Are these ads true? I don't know. But this is going to be a dogfight of a race because here you have two guys. You have Casey, who's the incumbent, who some people feel have done too much with Joe Biden. And then you have Dave McCormick, who no one knows whether they can believe or not. Okay? All right? McCormick ran against Dr. Oz and Fetterman and all that in a primary, and he lost. Oz beat him. Not by much, though. All right? We haven't seen Fetterman in a while. First time today, I saw him today on TV, but I haven't seen him for a while. What has he done? I haven't seen him around. I heard he's not at functions like he normally used to and all that stuff. He's not around. Okay? We live in a nothing society today. Nothing in the city, county, state, nothing in the federal government. So do you want to continue the nothingness, or do you want to try to have something else? Maybe Dave McCormick is the change that's needed. But this race is going to be a dogfight, I think. I think this is going to be something that you got a lot of Casey haters out there who don't like him because he sticks up with Joe Biden. But we need Bob Casey because Donald Trump does not like Bob Casey. Them two do not get along because when Trump was in office the last time, he was trying to get rid of food stamps. He was going to give each family a box of food every month, regardless of your family size. So, God forsake you have 8 kids, okay? How are you going to live on a box of food? You see what I'm saying? So Casey fought the food stamp deal, fought some other things. He has fought. I don't think he did what they say he did, higher taxes on Social Security. Why would you raise taxes on elderly people and people who don't have it? People who are on disability or whatever, why would you raise their taxes? We don't pay taxes. You catch what I'm saying? That's Ralph's opinion on that today. Next, Pittsburgh Public Schools. They want to close schools down. 16 of them. And once again, they painted it as we're restructuring the whole entire system here for Pittsburgh Public Schools. That's just an excuse to say you're closing schools down. And if you think anyone is dumb, they're not. Okay? The parents are upset, and I don't blame them. Every single year, well, I'd say probably every 2 or 3 or 5 years, Pittsburgh Public Schools comes up with this notion that they need to start cutting schools all across the whole system. And they inconvenience students, they inconvenience parents. They make, they don't care whether or not the kid's inconvenienced. Now they're saying that they have a $35 million, which this has been, this whole school system has been in debt forever. I had Jake Halk on my old show, The Way I See It. And Jake told me straight up, he told me and Bill on The Way We See It, that the Pittsburgh public school system is broke. And they're always been broke. And they always will be broke. And you got Ira Weiss out there who comes on, he's like 90 years old. He comes on and he goes, well, I think that we need. So now they're trying to sue Sarah Almorado, who's got stuck with this mess to begin with, saying that there's not enough taxes being taken out of, or not enough property taxes being, because of their mismanagement. The Pittsburgh Public Schools has mismanaged money forever. And now they want to crucify the students and the parents by closing 16 of these schools, saying that there's no purpose of having them. Now, I get the Carrick High School thing. I love that. They're going to put vocational technical. There's a need now for the trades again. The computer thing went, it's now time for the trades again. The trades are back because a lot of the people who were in business that had trades like plumbing, heating, that kind of thing, they all got older and all went out of business, died or whatever. All right, they need carpenters, they need plumbers, they need building construction, they need roofers, they need this, that, and whatever. And now they're going to make that into a technical, vocational technical school where you can go there and learn that kind of stuff like I did when I went to South. Brashear is overcrowded, and then they have all their stuff over there. They have auto mechanics, auto body, or whatever going on over there. Okay? But I like this idea. All right? And and this is why people put their kids in private schools. This is why the Catholic schools, who at one time were low in attendance, are now, there's a waiting list, and they don't have enough teachers to satisfy everything because now people have had enough of Pittsburgh public schools. Unsafe, don't know how to conduct themselves, and forget about this. I don't know what the teachers don't want to work for them. All right, it's that simple. And if you live in the city of Pittsburgh and your kid goes to school there, I feel bad for you. That's why you have Propels. That's why you have charter schools. That's why you have, the homeschooling, cyber school. Kids don't want to really do cyber school. They want to make friends and get in trouble and stuff with other kids. All right. That's Ralph's opinion on that today. Next, let's talk about U.S. Steel and Nippon Steel. I had Sam DeMarco on The Way We See It. He told me that if U.S. Steel doesn't take this deal, they're going to go belly up. And my question to you today, and you can email me at ralphwilliams737@gmail.com, mailbag, or comment right here on the comment section. Here, I got something here from Ted. And Ted says, Ralph, you hit it right on the nose about U.S. Steel. Okay. Ted knew that, and I had mentioned that I was going to talk about this today here on Ralph's Opinion Local. And, the U.S. Steel needs to take this deal because I'm going to tell you what, I understand it's union. I understand the union's concerned. Good. They should be. Well, here's the problem I have with this. U.S. Steel has kept the union out of this. Okay. Why? Because you thought the union would reject it? Maybe the union might want this. I would. It saves jobs. That's what a union is supposed to do. Okay. All right. But we don't have anybody that's doing anything to save the situation. Every politician around here, except for a few, all want this, to go away. Kim Ward, who's the state representative, likes the idea. Sam DeMarco likes it. Why does Republicans like it, but Democrats don't? Because the Democrats are for the working people. Well, what do you call this? This is called work. This is called saving your jobs. Well, we don't trust Nip and Steel because they're from another country and it might cause national security problems. For real? Here's a company that's willing to put millions and I'm talking billions with a B into all these plants. And U.S. Steel has already come out and said, and I quote, that if something's not done by the end of the year, they may have to start closing some of these plants down here in Pittsburgh. And that's jobs lost. They'll go to Arkansas or wherever. And Gary, Indiana, and Texas, or wherever they got some of these places, U.S. Steel. Okay? Pittsburgh will be another crap hole. The Mon Valley will continue to struggle like it is now. And you're going to sit there and say, oh, well, you know what? I'm part of the union and we don't approve of this. And I agree with the progressives that we shouldn't have this. Well, then you're as stupid as can be. Stupid. Here is an opportunity to fix the Mon Valley for the first time ever with a company from Japan who's willing to put billions of dollars with a B into these mills, save the jobs. They're going to keep the union contracts. They're going to work with the unions, and they're everywhere else in the United States, and not one complaint. Not one complaint. Standard Steel, not complaining. Okay? Several other steel plants in the United States, not complaining. U.S. Steel needs to take this deal. Fetterman needs to shut up. And the rest of these progressive Democrats who don't think of Biden, Kamala Harris, even Donald Trump don't like it. But that's too bad because this has to happen. It's unorthodox. It's outside the box. It's outside of the union rhetoric. It's outside of the fact that the Mon Valley is a crap hole. Most of the communities. Okay? It's been like that for years. The politicians have stiffed everybody. This not only keeps the jobs at the steel mill, but it brings construction jobs. It brings all the other types of trades I just got done telling you about. Okay? That's what it brings to the Pittsburgh area. And we're going to sit here and we're going to be controversial and we're going to be non-negotiated and we're going to do this and we're going to say that. And this is why Pittsburgh is a shithole. This is why the Mon Valley is what it is. Yeah, I said shithole. Okay? Because of stupidity. It never takes a vacation. And this is why we're stupid, because we should take this deal. If it was China, I wouldn't want it. If it's Iran, I wouldn't want it. If it's North Korea, I wouldn't want it. If it's Russian, who cares? I wouldn't want it. I definitely wouldn't want it. But it's Japan. I know we were in World War II with Japan, but Japan has become one of our allies. Okay? What, you afraid it's going to be like gung ho, where everybody's going to have to do exercises and they're going to have to bow? Is this where we are? Daniel's son, Jimmy's son, Robbie's son. Is that where you think? No. It's going to be ran by the same people in U.S. Steel. That's in downtown Pittsburgh. That's why you got to take this deal and run with it and go. It's time now to fix the Mon Valley, and this is it. Because if not, it's going to continue to be the Mon Valley. That's Ralph's opinion today on that. A 13-year-old from Pittsburgh who was missing recently, they found her in the Beaver County Jail. I guess she ran away from home, ended up in Beaver County, went to the Dollar General store down in Beaver Falls somewhere or wherever, I'm not sure where, and decided to try to steal and got caught. Used a different name and everything. She been sitting in that jail for 2 weeks. Now, home life must be so bad that this girl decided to just do this. And what I mean by that is she didn't even tell the officers where she lived, who her parents were, or anything. She gave some phony name. Well, they found her 2 weeks later in the Beaver County Jail. And here, The police are scrambling. Parents are worried. They're crying. Grandparents, family, they're upset. I'd be upset too. Okay. But there had to be something in that home that was so bad that this girl had to leave and run and get caught stealing at a Dollar General in Beaver Falls. That's Ralph's opinion on that. All right, coming up, protests and striking nurses. Then we're going to wrap it up here. Ralph's opinion local. All right. Also, our mailbags lighting up here on Ralph Williams 737 at gmail.com, www.rwmediaproductions.com. Done for you by Digital Data, our new sponsor here for our RW Media programs. All right. We'll be back right after these words. Ralph Williams here today to let you know that I am handicapped. I'm in a wheelchair, and I will not deny it. But I've had some recent inconveniences lately. So, you know what I did? I went out and I reached out to foldandtravelmobility.com. You know, foldandtravelmobility.com has some of the best folding power wheelchairs. Look, do you not go to certain events because you can't get there or you can't make it because you need a folding power wheelchair to put in your vehicle? Well, guess what? Foldandtravelmobility.com has the right model for you. Get in touch with them today. Foldandtravelmobility.com. Get on the phone, 1-877-GOTFOLD, foldandtravelmobility.com, 1-877-GOTFOLD. Let the experts help you get into a folding power wheelchair. Don't be sad. Be glad. Let your life get back in order. Foldandtravelmobility.com. Do you want great draft coverage, great draft information? Do you want it all about any draft? NBA, Major League Baseball, the NFL. Let me talk to you today about Draft Nation. Yes, Draft Nation has the best coverage of all drafts, NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL, anything connected with the draft. And they also have an e-magazine that they'll put in your inbox, $9.99 a month. DraftNation.com. Check them out today. All right, we're back here at Ralph's Opinion Local. I'm Ralph Williams. We're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios. We're here every single Tuesday, 4 o'clock p.m., right here on your social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. All right. Let's get back to our, here's our mailbag. It's starting to light up here a little bit. Lisa says, Lisa in Pittsburgh goes, Ralph, you're right about nip and steel. That should happen. It needs to. Okay, we got Bob from the Mon Valley. He says, Ralph, I've never seen someone so passionate before about this nip and steel thing. I think it should happen. Our communities need to be fixed. Very good. Thank you, Bob. We got Larry here. Larry's from Homestead. He said, Ralph, you're right about that. And guess what? If we have more people spending money or have jobs, more people would spend money at the waterfront. It's like a ghost town down there. Nobody's spending down there. Well, of course, there's a lot of crime that goes on down there. There's a Mon Valley gang of youth that run all over the place and terrorize everything. So that's another reason why people don't go to the waterfront that much anymore. And I'll take one more here because it's really lighting up something big time here. Let's see, Steve here. Steve from Carrick says, Ralph, I'm so glad that you're on here with a talk show that people actually will want to watch or listen to whenever they can. All right. Thank you so much for that as well, Steve. All right. Thank you, everyone, for your mail bag stuff today. All right. Protests around the pit, and they're all over the place. But at least these protesters who protested over the weekend stayed off the street. They were in a sidewalk near one of those concession places. That's what I call keeping the peace with the protesters. Not blocking the street, blocking up, going in people's businesses, causing problems. All right, protesters this was a peaceful protest this week in Oakland, and that's what needs to happen. And of course, Pittsburgh Public Safety, they're not going to put anybody in jail. Oh no, we can't do that. You know, that's the favorite thing of the progressives around here. We can't do that. We can't do that. No. We can't put a protester in jail. No, for acting up. No, for blocking the street. No, we can't do that. Okay. We can't do that. But anyway, at least they were on the sidewalk and they were not obstructing the sidewalk. People were able to walk by. People were able to drive their car up and up through Oakland and not have to worry about the protesters being out in the street. It was a peaceful protest. That's what needs to go on. Okay. All right. West Penn, Allegheny nurses and Allegheny Valley Hospital nurses are going on strike. That's a public health problem if these nurses go on strike. They want better working conditions. Once again, Bill and I had this discussion in the way we see it on Monday night, where we talked about how we pick the brains of some of these nurses at some of these hospitals. And when I go there, I'm always like, hey, how's the job? Is everything all right? And the nurses that I had at Montefiore told me this: the UPMC treats them like dogs. West Penn, on the other hand, that hospital was shut down the emergency room was shut down, literally. And Allegheny Health System couldn't afford it until Highmark stepped in. And once Highmark came back, they were able to get that hospital back up and running in full force. It was a ghost town there. My mom had surgery. She was the only one in the whole ward. Okay. So they decided to have a union. They have one. But West Penn Hospital was so stupid. The administrators there must think that, well, why do you think they put a union together? Because of bad working conditions. Okay. And I'm pissed about this as much as you are, and you should be, because now, this is not only going to cost West Penn patients, this is going to overload other hospitals in the area. And I'm not saying it's the nurses' fault. Okay. But I think the nurses need to understand that this is a public health crisis. We don't have enough nurses as it is in this entire country and in the area here. And now, if these nurses go on strike, there's really going to be problems. And the interesting part about it is West Penn's going to lose their luster. They've rebuilt themselves back up when Highmark took over, along with Allegheny Health System. Okay, they were here, then they were here, and now they're back. They were slowly working their way back up to here, but now they're not here no more. They're not going to be here. They're going to be back down to here, and then they got to rebuild again. West Penn can't do that again. Okay. Do you see what I'm getting at? And believe it or not, UPMC is $200 million in the hole. Actually, $313 million in the hole. All right. AGH and Highmark have a surplus. So somebody at UPMC is either sticking their hand in a cookie jar or they're not managing things right. All right. But West Penn's not the only one that has a strike. Allegheny Valley Hospital's talking about it now. Bad working conditions, working so many hours, double and triple shifts to get work done because they don't have enough staff. Nobody wants to be a nurse. Nobody wants to be a doctor. Nobody wants to be a lawyer. Nobody wants to be anything. Nobody wants to do anything. Nobody wants to be anything. Nobody cares about it. Okay. And now it's come to this. Poor working conditions to where nurses are going on strike. They've had enough. I talked to some of the nurses at Montefiore when I was there in April, and they told me they had to literally live at the hospital and couldn't see their families because they were so short-handed. And here's the kicker of the whole thing: they made them work there like that. And UPMC can do it because they're non-union. Okay, they're non-union. That's Ralph's opinion on that. Next, we're in our final topic for the day. We're going to talk about Ed Gainey. Ed Gainey on Saturday officially will announce at Frick Park down by the Fern Hollow Bridge. He will announce his candidacy. He wants to run for a second term as mayor. Do you think he deserves it? He's done some good things. Of course, Biden was here that day to begin with, so I wouldn't think Biden and Fetterman and Ed Gainey and Summerlee and whomever got that bridge built quickly. That's great. I'm glad because that is a major artery down there that cannot afford to be, you know, shut down for a while. They did a good job with that. That's the only thing I'll give them credit for. Okay. And I get it. He's done some stuff for some organizations around here and he's done this, he's done that. But he's chased corporates out, the corporations out. Yeah, downtown is still a mess. The police department, the fire, whatever. Everything is a mess with Ed Gainey. And I'm not saying he made it all. A lot of it he inherited it from Bill Peduto. But my question to you right now is, do you think he would be able to win a second term election? I don't. This is going to be the first mayor as long as I've lived that will not be able to run for another term, other than Bob O'Connor, who died suddenly, and Dick Caligari, who passed away. Because if Dick Caligari was still alive, he'd probably run for another term. He ran for 2 and he won 2. I think 1, maybe 2 terms. He was in the middle of his second term when he died. Okay, Murphy ran for 3 terms and won. All right. So it's been a while since our mayor hasn't ran for 2 terms, 3 terms, or whatever. I don't think he's going to make it. The corporations, as I mentioned earlier, are already putting money together to get him voted out. They're trying to fund Corey O'Connor, Bob O'Connor's son. And I think that if Corey runs against him, he's going to win because of this. There's a lot of people upset with this administration for a lot of things, including downtown, where you got people who live in rich apartments who pay $2,000 a month, have to put up with homeless people's urinating everywhere, defecating all over the place, and robbing people and going in and out of the stores. They're about to close that Target downtown. The homeless problem, the drug dealers downtown as a whole, that is a mess. Okay. There's just been a lot of lying, a lot of, oh, I didn't know that was going on, or I didn't know this, or I didn't know that. Okay. How do you run an administration when your own people can't even communicate with you? All right. So I've given you all these examples as to why Mayor Gainey could win, because he'll get the vote of the people down there in Regent Square, Squirrel Hill, and all that. The Fern Hollow Bridge got rebuilt. He'll get the votes of the Black community, which of course he will. All right. But everybody loves Corey O'Connor. He's Bob O'Connor's son. Bob O'Connor was ready to do good things before he died. And nobody forgets that. I don't care what color, race you are, or whatever you are in this town. Nobody forgot that. All right. Tonight at 6 p.m., I will be on the Steel City Sports World show coming up in about an hour on PCTV, Channel 21, Comcast 47, Verizon Cable. Claudia Rosano, Luther Dupree, and Smoke and Jim Frazier are part of the show as well. I'll be on that show tonight, so tune in on PCTV. This is their final week of stuff. They expanded it from August 31st to September 7th. All right. Us producers are still working on trying to keep that station alive. We have a meeting set up soon with Deputy Mayor Jake Pollock. And a few city council people are getting involved. I spoke down there, as I mentioned earlier, again today, not only to talk about the homeless, but also to talk about PCTV. And the same producer who was there last meeting, was there again to speak to. All right. Okay. So there's a lot of things going on in this town that I think we need to look at our politicians about. And there are a lot of things there. Also want a programming note this Saturday, 9 a.m., the External Bum Show with me, Ralph Williams, Ralph Williams, Scott Morgan, Roth, Leo Haggerty, and Jeremy Ballrick, live right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch platforms. I'm Ralph Williams. It's been Ralph's Opinion Local. Till next Wednesday, 4 p.m., Ralph's Opinion Local. And Ralph's Opinion at 3 p.m., you get a double dose of Ralph. It's Ralph Wednesday, every single Wednesday. Have a great day. God bless. Be safe.